In this video, we'll be focusing on the first and probably the most famous pillar of OOP, inheritance. Inheritance is the ability of a class to inherit properties and methods from a parent class. This allows you to create a hierarchy of classes, where child classes can inherit and extend the functionality of their parent classes. Let's say we have a cat and a dog class. Both these classes have a lot in common. They would both have properties for name, age, color, weight, breed, and they probably have some common methods, such as eat, breathe, play, etc. Without inheritance, we would have a lot of duplicate code. Why is that? Well, because the dog class and the cat class have a lot in common. They would contain the same code. And if we would add other classes that also share things for dogs and cats, such as horses, cows, and probably others, we would get even more duplicate code. I'm actually not sure if cows play, but they probably do. Anyways, you can probably sense that the solution to this duplicate code is going to be presented soon. And you're right, we can solve this using inheritance. This requires us to come up with a category that all these classes would fit in. And there is a rather obvious one: animals. Using inheritance allows us to inherit the properties and methods from another class. So we can create an animal class and give it all the properties and methods that are shared amongst animals. This saves a lot of duplicate code. Instead of adding all the properties and methods to each of the classes, we just define the animal class and say that the others inherit from animal. In Java, we specify inheritance with the extends keyword. When we create a class, we can specify one class that it inherits from. For example, we can say public class dog extends animal. Let's move over to IntelliJ and see what this would look like in Java. I'm not going to add all the mentioned properties and methods for the sake of keeping this example short and easy to read. But I am going to give animal a name and an age and a method eat. Alright, so how do we make our dog class and our cat class inherit? Well, that's easy. We simply add the extends here. So I say dog extends animal, and I'll say cat extends animal. Okay, I'm going to create a separate class in which I'm going to add the main method, and I'm just going to call this class app. And I'm going to give it a method main. And in this method, I'm going to create a dog. And I'm going to create a cat. And as you can see, both dog has a field age, name, and a method eat. So I can call the method eat here. And cat also has a name, an age, and a method eat, which I'm also going to be calling. So if I run this, it's going to print animal eating twice. Why is that? Well, in this example, the cat class is a child class of the animal class, and it inherits all of the fields and methods of the animal class. It is important to note that inheritance is about the is-a relationship. A cat is an animal, a dog is an animal, a horse is an animal, and a cow is an animal. Object composition, that we have seen already, is about the has-a relationship. For example, a dog has an owner. And since there is an is-a relationship between cow and animal, we can just as easily add a cow class. And make it extend animal too. This is the key to inheritance. Properties and methods are inherited by the child class, and this saves duplicate code. Also, if we need to add a certain property for all animals later, for example, something silly like number of eyes, I'm going to go ahead and say public int number of eyes, I can just go ahead and add this to the animal class only, instead of having to add it to all the individual classes. Maintenance and updates become less troublesome when inheritance is used well. So inheritance allows us to categorize objects, and this avoids duplicate code. It actually has some more benefits that we'll see later. But this is it for inheritance for now. In the next video, we're going to be exploring the second pillar of OOP, encapsulation.